Hello, welcome to the first devlog for Penta. Penta is a online two-player battler game that I'm developing with a friend. I'm doing the programming and he's doing the art. The first thing that I wanted to cover in this devlog was the updates to the UI system that we use in the game. So originally, when this was first developed, the UI system just used basic hand positioning of elements. Since the UI was in 3D, we actually couldn't use the Godot existing tools that Godot provides for UI, so we had to make our own. And the best way just to get things working was initially just to have it hand positioned. As the requirements of the game have gotten a little bit more complex, if we find the need to have a bit more of a structured UI system that lays out elements according to their size. So as you can see here, we've now got containers that lay out elements in rows and columns and take account for the size of each element. And this applies for text, buttons, and icons. Another thing that I did in this week was redoing the buffs for the game. So in total there are 18 buffs in the game, and these represent different parts of the gameplay in terms of when the characters switch or attack, they might spawn these buffs. Originally all these buffs were just PNG images that were in a sort of pixel art aesthetic. As the game has progressed and the visuals have progressed, these are starting to look a bit out of place. So I've decided to go through these and just redo them and redo them as meshes, which should make them look a lot cleaner in the final game. My process mainly for making an individual buff is just having the reference for the original PNG image and having some reference maybe for the actual thing that I'm trying to create, and just going through each one and starting off with a plane in Blender and then just manipulating that plane into the shape that I want and duplicating elements as I see fit and that sort of thing. And it's a relatively quick workflow, I think. And as you can see, this is the sort of final result of all the buffs being changed, and I think, yep, overall it looks a lot cleaner and a lot nicer. So, but you can be judge of that and leave your thoughts in the comments below. And over in the art corner, Tom's been working on a few things. So first of all, we've got some new animations for the Rose Pixie, which is a character in the game that's sort of high damage, low health. And as you can see, we've got some pretty cool animations now, where it sort of burrows into the ground and these tendrils come out the other end. Tom's also been working on redoing some of the perspective in the game. So originally we had a slightly different perspective for the characters in the game, and since we've moved to a 3D display for the characters, we had to actually have a slightly more correct perspective than the original perspective that was done in the drawings that Tom did. So he's just now going through these and just slightly adjusting the trajectory of some of the particles and attack effects so that the back sprite and the front sprite of the characters kind of line up so that they're still looking at each other. That's all for today's devlog, but if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them below in the comments. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.